Good morning, one and all. Now we can discuss about the disorder of excretory system. The first one is the uremia. What is meant by uremia means the accumulation of urea in blood or excessive amount of urea in blood. That condition is called as a uremia. Basically 25 to 30 grams of urea is excreted from the body. Suppose when that urea is present in the blood, that condition is called as a uremia. How this uremia is occurs means due to the glomerular nephritis. It indicates damage is takes place or inflammation is takes place in the glomerulus region, that is in the blood vessels, or due to the hypertension, more blood pressure, or due to the diabetes mellitus, that will be indicate sugar patients. Suppose when urea is accumulated in the blood, how the treatment is takes place? The treatment is by hemodialysis, are also called as a artificial kidney. What is hemodialysis? It means hemodialysis means they having a dialyzing machine. By the using of dialyzing machine, we have to remove the nitrogenous waste, that is the urea, uric acid, ammonia from the body. That is called as a hemodialysis. Next one, renal calculi. Renal calculi indicates kidney stone formation. It means a hard crystal structures accumulated in the urinary tract such as uric acid and calcium oxalates leads to kidney stone formation, that is called as a renal calculi. When the kidney stones is accumulated, the major risk is the dehydration, loss of water from the body, and also due to the hypersecretion of parathyroid hormone leads to renal calculi. How means suppose this one is the bone, this one is the blood. Suppose when calcium is less or very low amount of calcium present in the blood, certain amount of calcium we have to maintain in the blood. Suppose when less calcium present in the blood, at the time parathyroid hormone is stimulated. This parathyroid hormone acts on bone cells. On bone cells, they having a specialized cells. That cells is called as a osteoclast cells. When this parathyroid hormone stimulates the osteoclast, at that time this osteoclast cells undergoes resorption. Resorption means loss of calcium from the bones. When the loss of calcium from the bones, that calcium enter into the blood. Now the calcium level is increases in the blood. That is the main thing, main use of parathyroid hormone. Suppose hyper means more. When more parathyroid hormone is released, most stimulation of osteoclast. At the time, more calcium is losses from the bones. Now this calcium is enter into the blood. Now more calcium containing blood enter in through blood circulation, enter into the kidney. Why? Because where the blood is filtrated in the kidney, that's why more calcium containing blood the kidney is not able to filter. Now that calcium is accumulated in the glomerulus and Bowman's capsule leads to kidney stone formation, that is called as a renal calculi. And another one, glomerular nephritis. I already said inflammation is takes place in the glomeruli or the small blood vessels of the kidney due to the bacteria or due to the virus and due to the parasiticals and mainly due to the drugs leads to glomerular nephritis. Renal failure is based upon so many diseases. It means a number of other diseases. You have to suffering from sugar. You have to suffering from pneumonia. You have to suffering from tuberculosis or liver infections. Due to these activities, maybe it will be leads to renal failure. That is the kidney failure takes place. Now, I already said if the kidney failure takes place or urea is accumulated in the blood at the time we can treat it by hemodialysis or artificial kidney. When the kidney is damaged, this is the mission, dialyzing mission. By the using of this mission, we can filtrate the blood. That is the hemodialysis. You have to think this one is in a hand. This is the arm. They having a radial artery. Sorry. They having a radial artery. Through radial artery, the blood is collected, and this one is the dialyzing mission. This one is called as a cellopan tube. Cellopan tube is the semi-permeable membrane. It is impermeable to the macromolecules. It means macromolecules they not able to enter, and permeable to the small solutes. Now, this is the dialyzing machine. You have to think this is the cellopan tubes. When the blood is enter here, between this they having a dialyzing fluid. What is the differentiation between plasma? In blood they having a plasma. Is they having a dialyzing fluid. What is the differentiation between dialyzing fluid and plasma? Means in plasma nitrogenous waste materials is present. In dialyzing fluid there is no nitrogenous waste material. That's why I already said it is the semi-permeable membrane. It is allows urea, uric acid and creatinine and some minerals. That's why what is the urea, uric acid, creatinine present in the blood move from the higher concentration to dialyzing fluid from the cellopan tubes. Like that we can remove the urea, uric acid from the blood. Now the blood is purified or filtrated. Now the purified or filtrated blood through veins it is enter into the body. That's why simply we can remove the nitrogenous waste material, remaining we are not able to remove. Keep in mind, when the blood is enter into the radial artery then connected to the dialyzing machine, at that time we can use a anticoagulant that is called as a heparin. Why we can use the heparin? When the blood is not able to clot, that's why we can use the heparin. When the blood is returned to the body, at that time we can use the anti-heparin ones. Okay, then what is the main differentiation between artificial kidney and natural kidney? In artificial kidney only we can filtrate or remove the nitrogenous waste material from the body, but a natural kidney not only the filtration, reabsorption and also secretion is takes place. That is the main differentiation between the natural kidney and also with the artificial kidney.